Hi, welcome back. In today's video I want to talk about the severe flooding that's happened here in the south of Brazil, in particular in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. It's flooded lots of towns and cities, so thousands of people have had to leave their homes, and lots of people have been stranded in their homes as well, so they've had to call in the army to rescue them by boat or by helicopter. There's also been lots of landslides as well, which again have damaged lots of buildings, damaged roads, and also bridges over rivers have been swept away because the rivers are so high and powerful. And also large areas in the state are without electricity and water and internet because of all the flooding. So the governor of Rio Grande do Sul said that this is the worst natural disaster to hit Rio Grande do Sul in its history. So in this video I'm going to show you what happened, the areas that have been affected, and also what the situation is right now. So for those of you who aren't too familiar with Brazil, so Rio Grande do Sul is the most southern state in Brazil. So it borders Uruguay and Argentina in the south. In the north there's another state called Santa Catarina, and this state gets a lot of rain normally, but over the last couple of years the amount of rain this state has been receiving is above the average. And last year, so around November 2023, there was very heavy rainfall in the state, and that resulted in significant flooding. So lots of cities and towns got flooded, thousands of people had to leave their homes, and there were some casualties as well. So that was a big flood last year. But now what's happened now is at an even bigger scale. So the number of cities and towns flooded and the number of people being affected is a lot bigger this year. So just to give you a sense of how much it's rained, so the average rainfall for May in the state, obviously it depends on where you are, is between 100 millimeters and 200 millimeters. And some towns and cities over the last couple of days received over 200 millimeters in 24 hours. So some areas have received a month's rainfall in one day. So it's crazy. Intense heavy rain the whole day and night. Okay, so I just want to show you on the map the key areas that have been affected. Okay, so this is Brazil, and then down here is Rio Grande do Sul. Where a lot of the intense rainfall happened was the Serra, so kind of the mountainous area, which you can see here. So this darker green represents the Serra, the mountainous area. And then all of this rain went into the rivers in the area, and there were basically four rivers that caused a lot of the problems here. So the first one was Rio Taquari. So rainwater flowed into this river. The river level rose dramatically, and the river breached its banks and started flooding here in the valley. And as you can see, there are lots of small towns very close to the river. So you've got Santa Teresa, you've got Musum, and so all of these towns got flooded, and it happened pretty quickly. So lots of people got stranded in their homes, had to climb up on their roofs and wait for rescue, and so rescuers came with boats, and also the army used helicopters to rescue the people. So I mean, for example, this town here, Musum, this got flooded in 2023 pretty badly, and now it got flooded even worse now. And you also can see the bridges crossing the river here, which got totally damaged or even destroyed. And there were also lots of landslides in these areas, so kind of mountainsides suddenly collapsed, and you've just got this mudslide sliding down the mountains, destroying houses as well, blocking roads. And even the homes that weren't flooded, they were also affected badly because they don't have any electricity, running water, the roads are blocked, so they can't get out. So it's a really bad situation. And then all this rainwater in the river flows further downstream and affects bigger towns and cities. So then if you go down here, you've got a big city called Lajeado. So then this city also got completely flooded, and also the bridges completely damaged as well. Lajeado is quite a big city, it's about 90,000 inhabitants, and a very big part of this city got flooded. And apart from these cities and towns being flooded, another big impact as well is on the farmland as well. So lots of farmland around this area got flooded as well. So in Rio Grande they grow a lot of soybeans, maize, also rice, and then there's a lot of cattle farming as well. And then a lot of farmland around these areas got completely destroyed by the floods as well. And then this rainwater then keeps flowing down this river. So you can see the river keeps flowing down here. Then this Rio Taquari joins another river, and it flows down into what they call here Rio Guaiba, or Lago Guaiba, which is this big lake down here in the south. And this is where you've got the capital of Rio Grande do Sul, Porto Alegre. So the water level of Guaiba has increased significantly, so it's increased by more than 5 meters. And unfortunately that's resulted in parts of Porto Alegre flooding as well. So in particular it's this Centro Histórico. So here you go. So this area here, which has started flooding. Now they have flood defenses here, which they shut. But a lot of these flood defenses, they only work up to 5 meters of increased water level of Guaiba, and unfortunately it's now above 5 meters. So that means large parts of this Centro Histórico has now flooded. So this is kind of the old area of the city. And then also the nearby towns around here. So you've got Eldorado do Sul, and then also down here as well, Ipanema. And also up here as well, you've got Canoas up here, again flooded as well. Okay, so that was one river that flooded. I'm not going to go into details about a lot of the others, but just to show you another river that flooded was Rio Kai, which you can see here. And again, the river level increased significantly, flooded this valley and all the towns and cities in this valley, causing the same problems. And then you also have Rio Pardo, which is much further this way. So you can see it here flowing. Again, exactly the same thing happened. There's a town here called Rio Pardo, for example, got very badly flooded. And then finally another river, which is much further west, called Rio Vakai Mirim. And just to zoom out so you can see, so you've got Santa Maria here, which was badly affected. You've got Rio Pardo, Rio Taquari, Rio Kai. So it's a big area that was affected. And I haven't mentioned all of them, I just mentioned some of the key ones. But the area affected this year was a lot bigger than last year. So a lot more people have been affected, and also it's causing more problems for the emergency services and the helpers as well, because they're being stretched because of the large size of the flooding. So in terms of what the situation is like right now, so the good news is the rain has reduced significantly, and in some areas the river levels and the flooding have started to go down a bit, which is very good. In towns and cities which are further downstream, they're actually still seeing a rise in river levels and flooding. And the key one now is Porto Alegre, the capital. Now this is a big city, it's got 1.3 million inhabitants, and a significant part of the city is now flooded. So it's a very difficult situation. And there's lots of charities helping out in the whole state, and lots of people are donating clothes, food, cleaning supplies, and also money. So the whole state is kind of coming together to help those affected, which is really nice. So hopefully the worst is behind us, and now it's a case of waiting for these water levels to drop before the cleanup and all the repairs need to happen. And that's going to be a big task because there's been so much damage. And I'll do another video in a week or two to show you what the new developments are and what the situation is. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe. If you've got any questions, leave in the commentary below. So thanks for watching, until next time.